Hello, this is the Ramblings of an Indisciplined Mind podcast for Saturday, September 17th, 2016. So this is the day that I always kind of expected to come. And it was a day it came in a manner that I expected. And that is that Sierra has been found. And unfortunately, she's dead. Now, if you're kind of new to the whole Sierra thing, her name is Sierra Shields. She's the sister of one of the people that goes to our church. And last January, she, mid-month, she exhibited signs of, having some mental distress. And it disturbed her family. And one of her sisters actually flew to New York. She lived in New York. She was an airline stewardess. And before the sister, actually having talked to her on the phone, was like heading to New York because she was concerned. And before the sister could arrive there, because she was in Chicago, this is where the family's from, she was missing. She had just turned in all her stuff at the airport at LaGuardia because she was a stewardess and said, I quit. And she walked out of the airport and was never seen again. Now, I'm not quite sure when the remains were found, if it was yesterday or what. But they found on Rikers Island, they found the skeletal remains that have been identified as being from the Sierra. And we don't really know New York geography that well. The wife was checking out the LaGuardia airport area this morning because we were going to see Sully, which we actually have seen Sully. And that's taking place at LaGuardia and around LaGuardia there. And Rikers Island is like right there. And it was, her remains were found on kind of the western edge of the island, which was about as, it was the furthest from the airport. So one little detail that had not been shared up to this point by the police was that there had been an instance of her calling a suicide prevention line shortly before all this took place. So the coroner's going to be looking at cause of death. I don't know how much they're really going to be able to tell from a skeleton or a partial skeleton. I know they have her skull. Beyond that, I'm not. And they have some other bones, but I'm not sure what that's going to tell them. I guess it'll be interesting. It's probably one of those things that we'll, unfortunately, never really know. If she committed suicide, what drove her to do it? She didn't leave any notes behind. She had roommates, and she didn't tell them anything, as far as I know, in what they were releasing publicly. So yeah, it's a sad situation. I actually kind of expected this kind of discovery like right after spring, because it happened in January, and I thought there's water all around there. I thought, well, if she drowned, we may not find her until the spring thaw, but spring's come and gone and nothing, and so I thought, okay, well, maybe not. But yeah, so that's kind of the sad news for today. Obviously, keep the family in your prayers if you are a praying type. It's a rough time for them. I have to imagine it probably helps that at least now you know for sure, but at the same time, now you now you have to mourn the death of one of your daughters. Not something I ever want to have to do. At all. I will put on the Pensinger link, on the Pensinger post for this episode. I will post a link to like one of the news stories. If you follow me on Facebook, I've already shared one or two. But just in case you haven't seen the story and would like to read it, I will, and don't feel like Googling, I will put it on the show notes for this episode, and you can click on it and read what there is to read. Obviously, there'll probably be some findings from the coroner later on. I don't know how long that's going to take. It's obviously probably not a red hot top priority case. And I also am not totally sure how much they'll be able to tell from the bones, but who knows? Forensic science is an interesting thing. And they can learn quite a lot, so maybe they can figure it out. You know, I guess at this point the assumption is a suicide, given the suicide line stuff, but who knows? So, yeah, that's what I thought I'd share today. Since I'm always at the beginning of every episode, was doing that statement about Sierra's status, and so I felt it was important to share the update as to what the status truly is. So yeah, that's today's news. I will be back on Monday, and I'll be talking to you then. So, be seeing you.